It's time. Class is now in session. Y'all ready? It is 6 o'clock on the dot. As I mentioned, I am going to start at 6. So, I'm getting right into it. Turn the music off. Go time. So, I have some pointers that I wanted to share with you, but the topic of discussion today is, why does image matter? And there's a few reasons why image matters, but I'm going to break it down into about 4 different compartments. Again, this is a 15-minute session. Also wanted to set some ground rules, and that is that this is very interactive. So be sure to engage with me in the comments if you're able to join the live. And if you're not able to join the live and you're watching this at a later date, please reach out to me if you have any questions. I am trying to retrieve emails of viewers that watch this so that I can also get feedback to know what you guys want to hear more of or more about, and kind of tailor my sessions based upon the need of the people I'm speaking to. Cool. So the first point is image speaks. So this is a really, really big thing. And it sounds like it's bigger than what it really is, but it's as simple as you see me and what I'm wearing first before you hear me speak, right? So what I wear is going to attract you, whether that be that you're into what I'm wearing or you think it's absolutely ugly. Either way, whatever I have on is representing who I am. So I like to look at it like myself, for instance, because this whole session and the sessions that will come will be completely around personal experiences. I'm going to speak about myself. So start here. Personally, I have a street style, even what I have on now. And this was a point. Because I can get girly. I do dress feminine. But my preference is to be comfortable, right? So with being comfortable, I wear cotton stuff, stuff that stretch. And as a result, it can look very lax, right? But it's something as simple as a blazer can kind of bring the look together and say, okay, well, you know, it's giving me millennial vibes, but it's nothing completely wrong with it, right? So it's a blue jacket. Blue represents power. Blue represents integrity. So blue is your go-to. It doesn't change that I want to be comfortable. It doesn't change that I look relaxed and feel comfortable being relaxed, but more so how it will be perceived. And so that blazer kind of seals the deal to say, okay, well, maybe not my pick, because everybody has their own style, but I think it's important when I talk about image is that I'm not trying to change your personal style. That's the goal here. We want you to remain true to who you are, but make sure that it's representing you the way you want to be represented, right? So that's image speaks. The next point is what I put on social media, or the post that I put on earlier. It's the same thing, kind of worded differently, but here I put associated with manifestation, meaning you prepare for your next level. So something, again, a personal experience that I've kind of tried to come to terms with is I like to be comfortable, like I said, but that doesn't always work. If I want to attract a different group of clients, I have to turn it up. We back outside, so I got to turn it up. Hey sis. So with that being said, I'm not wearing PJs as much out. You know, I'm putting on clothes. I'm not wearing my bonnet wraps. You know, I'm at least wearing a baseball cap. Those things, because the reality is, and even with the personal image course that I took, it was so funny because I laughed at myself throughout that whole course. Like, ooh, that was me. But they say basically every time you step out, you're a representation of your business. And I've just been so content with, you know, take it or leave it. Like, this is who I am kind of thing. But also understanding that there's a lot to do with, you know, you have to kind of reflect what you want to attract. So with that being said, I had to try to get myself together. And this is really recent. So if you saw me in like 2 weeks, it was like, girl, I just think, don't worry about that. Just know that I'm working on it. So that is what that means. Preparing for the next level. And it's a mental thing for sure. And I really think that some of it is going to be me having to get out of myself and trying to be comfortable all the time. Because where I'm trying to go, I probably can't be comfortable. And until I get to where I want to be, because you know how you show your true self. once you get relaxed, that's, you know, where I'm headed. But as of now, I have to dress up. I have to show up so that I can attract these clients that are trying to pay these big bucks. And that's what you want, right? The next thing is people, and you probably can't see it because of the glare, but that's why I also put it on the page so you can kind of have pointers, but also hear me speak. So, yeah. The next thing is people love an illusion, meaning it doesn't matter your credentials. Like, there's a lot of homeless people who have master degrees. They're even doctors, and life just went a different way. And then if they show up for an interview, that they're very capable of, you know, killing and really landing the job and being a true asset to the company, if they're looking at his appearance and his jeans are dirty and his face is dirty and his shirt isn't clean, I think some people even really tear you down when your shirt is wrinkled. So of course it has to be clean. Like, those are the things that people are looking at. They're looking at the outer appearance before they even look at your resume. Now, granted, there are some companies who are still looking at your resume before you get there. Let's be honest, the way things are set up now, it's a system that's scanning your resume. They really know nothing about you. And when you get there, all you have is what you show up in. So it's imperative that you pay attention to what you're wearing, and it's reflecting what job you're trying to get. So in this era that we're in the culture that a lot of jobs and organizations are adopting, is very lax. Which I pray that that's something that I can land, because it's just my thing. But until then, jeans and sneakers and a polo shirt or a button-down blouse for women is like the go-to. So if you go with a 3-piece suit, they feel like maybe this isn't the atmosphere for you. Again, not having anything to do with your ability, how similar your experience was with what they're looking for in this vacant position. They care nothing about that. They're looking at how you look like you're ready for semen. And for people who aren't familiar, that's like a big business in the RDU area. When really, they just walk around and battle each other in how many people took 1,000 steps today. You know, like, that's the kind of stuff, like, they're very interactive. They don't just sit at a desk. So pay attention to that. Like, get to know what position you're going for or what client you're trying to target when you get ready for your event or your job. The last thing is, excuse me, you dress the way you want to feel. Now, this is such a big thing, because for me, 2020, I dressed how I felt, and that was lazy. And that was many of us. That was why a lot of companies like the Sleeper Company, that's literally, you have fancy pajamas that you can wear either inside or outside. That was our culture for 2020. And I was perfectly fine with that, to be honest. Like, it was okay with me. But the reality is that you can't continue to dress how you feel, because you'll never feel better, if that makes sense. Like, your mood is going to manifest itself. For instance, my 9 to 5, they were big on, at one point, Monday through Thursday, you had to dress business casual. Like, you had to dress up. There was no jeans, no leggings, all that kind of stuff. That was a no-no. And no blankets. And for the longest, I never understood it. Like, why is this that deep? Because you allow us to do it on Fridays. But I did a self-evaluation, and I realized on Fridays, I don't do as much work as I do Monday through Thursday. I'm more lax. I'm ready for the weekend. I probably even have clothes that I would wear to a bar afterwards. Like, more so, that was just me. Like, okay, it's the weekend. Like, I'm ready. What's up? When, you know, that's not really gonna put you in a state where it's like, okay, let me bust these numbers out, or let me figure out what I need to do, or, oh, I might see so-and-so in the cafeteria today, so let me get myself together so that I can be appropriate enough to network, even though it's Friday. So what I found myself doing, because I always wanted to set myself apart, I still dressed up my jeans. I still had heels on. And when I started Oxymoron, people were able to take me seriously, and it made sense to them why I started my brand, because I was already reflecting that prior to doing it. So that's one thing that I really suggest, is not dressing the way you feel. Dress up. Literally, dress up. feel better. If you feel low, dress up. And not saying like you have to be glammed out, but a lot of times my mood gives leggings and slides. Now, that's not always appropriate. So that's the case where you need to dress up. So this is the time for you guys to drop any comments, questions, any other, image related things that you might want to talk about. We have 4 minutes. I'm here for you. This is a free course. Please, please, please invite your followers. The next class will be Wednesday. And during that class, I will be talking about why you need a stylist. And it is for men as well. Styling is not just for women. It's important that men invest in their style as well. I think that culturally, especially in the black culture, our men, they put anything on and we just take them as they are. It's okay, whatever. But men in our era, and generation, are getting different jobs now. Like, it's not just manual work. So dress the part. There'll be networking events. There'll be company events. You want to make sure that you're dressing the part, and a lot of times a stylist is needed. Another thing that I wanted to talk about when it is related to image is that nobody really wants to seek, even in the dating world, because I'm covering anything from jobs to networking and dating. Nobody really wants to chase after or get to know someone who doesn't look the part. Like, you want to be intriguing, because again, they're seeing your outside first. You could really be a dope person inside. They won't get to know that until they come over to you, want to come over to you. And then they say, oh, that's a cool person. But, that's this whole thing where it's just like, oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There's very slim opportunities where a person is like, oh, I fell for her personality first, and her looks didn't really matter. It was still something that drew you to her. Maybe it was a quirky pair of shoes, or maybe she had a nice necklace on, or maybe she reminded you of somebody. But there was something on the outside that drew them to you. But what I'm saying is, make sure that outside looks the part and reflects your inside. And that's why you need a stylist. But that will be during our Wednesday session. I am so thankful for those of you tongue tied here. I am so thankful for you guys who have tuned in. I am looking forward to talking about the next topic Wednesday. Be sure to share this, like it, save it, all the good stuff. I'm excited. This is a new venture for me. So like I said, if you have joined, please send me your emails in a DM so that I can get some feedback from you. Let me know what you want to hear more of, how you would like it structured. Like I said, I have the board here. I know it could be hard to read, so I'm doing a point, or making it a point, to make that post before I present, so that you can kind of still get the tips and then be able to cross-reference with the actual live. So I hope that you guys had an appreciation for the post earlier, and you can see, like, might be hard to see, but I wanted to give a teaching aesthetic, because that's what this is: coaching, training, teaching, consulting, however you want to look at it. But it's free. So share this. Thank you, and happy Monday. Your wardrobe.